All right. Are we finally on? I think we're finally going. I've been having a hard time recently. Getting the streams going, I mean. Which that kind of sounds like a weird thing to say. Now it's on. There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Swamp. It's Tomfoolery Tuesday. That's right. I mean, pretty much every day of the week is tomfoolery something, if we're going to be honest. I did not have much time to set anything up, so I was like scrambling to try to get everything set up while we were sitting at the starting soon screen. And I just came across something again that I totally forgot about, and I'm racing to try to find it right now because it's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Not even sure what it is I'm looking at. But anyway, all right, I keep wasting time. What is up, Mr. Juicer? All right. We got to start with this long string of videos. Well, long string, it's like 4 videos, but so I don't know if you guys know this, but according to the liberal media, the globalists, according to mainstream media, the Supreme Court has ruled that the president can literally do whatever he wants, whenever, and can never be charged with a crime ever. First of all, I'm a little bit shocked how many people apparently were unaware that the president enjoyed a lot of immunity from prosecution. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but that's the world that we live in. But apparently the thing that the mainstream media is trying to get you to think about this is that Biden could just now dispatch the military to kill Donald Trump and all of his supporters, and it would be completely legal for him to do that, is what their takeaway seems to be. And I don't understand. I've said stuff like this for a long time, but you don't have to know anything about this case. If somebody came to you and said, "Did you hear? The Supreme Court just made it legal for the president to order the military to assassinate his political opponent. It's legal now. It's totally legal for him. He could totally just go do that." If you heard that and you don't immediately go, "Are you sure that's what it says?" For some reason, people don't have any BS detectors anymore. They just hear something and go, "Oh my gosh, no way. I just heard it, so it must be true." Here we go. We'll see a few of these absolute geniuses. I would make a joke about them being scholars, because scholars used to be smart, but now actually they probably are all scholars. They probably literally are actually scholars and are probably in college right now, or are professors or something. It means that you're stupid now. It used to mean something else, but here, let's watch this. Let's watch one of them real quick.
I guess, theoretically, President Biden, acting within the scope of his official duties, could dispatch the military to take out the conservative justices on the court, and he'd be immune. I guess,
Well, you can guess that if you want, but you would be incorrect. And did you notice that she just couldn't help but smile when she said it too? She's like, that's another thing I've noticed from these videos. There's a lot of them of people just saying this. The people who are saying it as if they're scared, because clearly what they're trying to do is they're trying to make this is what a scary time. But they also can't hide their glee when they say, well, theoretically, Biden could just order the military to kill the conservative Supreme Court justices. No, he cannot. That's not what it is. Well, watch this crazy lady. Look at her face.
Theoretically, President Biden, acting within the scope of his official duties, could dispatch the military to take out the conservative justices on the court, and he'd be immune.
She's so happy. But no, he wouldn't be immune. Why are people so stupid? Like I said, before you even look into this, if you have no idea what Supreme Court ruling I'm talking about, or she's talking about, does it ring true to you what she just said? That the Supreme Court would have just done something that makes it so that the president could legally order the military to execute Supreme Court justices? Does that sound like something that's real? I know we live in a crazy time. Tomfoolery is really, truly off the charts, but does that ring true? And of course, the answer is no. It does not ring true because that's not what happened. But yeah, MSNBC, the experts on MSNBC saying that. And then there's just a lot of other random people who are parroting this. So here's one talking about how the Supreme Court now has made it legal for Trump to be assassinated by this administration. Which, again, if you think that that's a thing, well, then you are right at home amongst these Looney Tunes.
The Supreme Court ruled that a president has complete immunity for any act they do in their official capacity as president. And Joe Biden is still president. And the Supreme Court is counting on Joe Biden to continue to be the good man that he is and not abuse what they have just given him. But personally, I think Joe Biden should go full Monty on this. I mean, in his official capacity as president, maybe he could just disband the Supreme Court or unalive Donald Trump. I mean, he'd have complete immunity. He's president, right?
No. God, why are these people so stupid? I mean, genuinely, it's remarkable. It's unbelievable. It's like when they say the words in an official capacity, they think that means just whatever dumbass shit that Biden wants to do that day is he's president, so it's in his official capacity. I'm sorry, there's no official way. I mean, oh, jeez. No. And like I said, they can't help themselves. They can't help but tell on themselves. They're acting like this is such a bad thing, but they can't help but just they really do want to start murdering people in the streets. And if they're really stoked about this, honestly. They really are. They're going to pretend like they're freaked out, of course, but they're all in, man. They're absolutely all in.
So since the Supreme Court just came down with some kind of bullshit decision saying that one man is above the law in this country, even though the Constitution says quite different and they're supposed to uphold constitutional law.
And look how old this guy is. I mean, it's hard to see he put text right over his face, but this is an old guy. Are you telling me that this guy, up until this moment, never knew that the president enjoyed certain immunities from prosecution? He never knew that? Dude, this is retarded. What a time to be alive.
Also, I don't know what constitution they read to get the answer for this, but since they
And how much do you want to bet that this guy hasn't honestly probably never read the Constitution, but if he did, it was like 50 years ago. And he couldn't tell you anything from it except for he says, well, it says no one's above the law. What a moron, dude. I mean, it really is. It's funny, but it also genuinely is alarming just how stupid we've created, and it's multi-generational. We've successfully created the dumbest group of people on the planet in the history of the planet.
say that a president is immune from prosecution for anything he does officially while he's in office, I think that Joe Biden should officially have Donald Trump killed off, and that would solve this problem of him being too stupid to run our country for 4 more years because he's brain dead.
And, I mean, there's so many things. Okay, he doesn't know the Constitution. That's obvious. He doesn't know what the Supreme Court actually just ruled. But you're telling me he didn't even watch the debate last week? Because if he's sitting here, he's doing that thing that the media would just be darn proud of him because they want people to do this. The media starts saying whatever the right is saying about Biden. They ignore the right saying it completely, and they just start saying it about Trump. He's got dementia. He's brain dead. He can barely string 2 words together. Really? You're buying this, huh, old man?
But he could win the election that way. Take the official stance and just shoot Donald Trump right there on Fifth Street. The Supreme Court said you could.
No, it didn't. You absolute dolt. Like I said, if you genuinely, if you heard this, if you heard someone say this, Supreme Court says Biden can just shoot Trump now. Not a single part of you goes, not a single part of you is skeptical when someone tells you that. Not even one part of you goes, well, wait a minute, that can't be true. That doesn't make any sense. Because if there was a part of you that thought that, the part of you that thought that also should have been, just your brain as a whole. But if your brain wasn't going to do it, maybe some other part of you, it just kind of crops up somewhere. And you'd look it up. But these people didn't even, they heard this and they just immediately believed it and didn't bother to look it up at all. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and also, have you noticed that all these people are just, absolutely not very good looking? I'm just saying, it's always an interesting coincidence, isn't it? That when you see some liberal lunatic, before they even start talking, you just look at them and go, yep, I know it's about to happen. Just like this guy. Look at this little dude. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's got the smallest chin I've ever seen. What is going on here? It's worse than not having a chin, what he had. I mean, look at him. What is wrong with this man? But you can tell just by looking at him, he's going to be an absolute genius.
I'm so angry and disgusted with this country today. The Supreme Court ruling that Donald Trump has immunity for any criminal official acts he committed while president. That's not the America the founders fought for. That's not why we declared our independence on this July 4th week. Sotomayor noted in her dissent that the...
Are there really this many people who don't know that the president enjoys certain immunities and always has? It's
president is now much more akin to a king to an emperor than they are.
What a dumbass. And you know, the absolute irony again, they're saying that this is crazy. It makes the president a dictator and a king and a fascist and an emperor, which is horrible. That should never happen, which is why I hope Biden uses the CIA or SEAL Team 6 or the military in some capacity to assassinate Trump. No way, I thought we didn't like dictatorships. Now I'm confused. But this is the type of guy that always likes government power and acts like he's horrified. We got to do this to get rid of Trump, man. He's so bad. We should have him killed because Biden's allowed to do that now.
That's not why we declared our independence on this
By the way, what is with that guy's voice and his face?
July 4th week. Sotomayor noted in her dissent that the president is now much more akin to a king, to an emperor, than they are to a president. And honestly, this decision now motivates me more than ever to ensure that Donald Trump is defeated, because that is absolutely the best thing that we can do right now. Look, you can think what you want about Joe Biden. I don't really care. I really do not care what you think, because allowing Donald Trump back into office is beyond disastrous. Donald Trump...
And see, it's the giveaway, too, that they don't really believe this, that the president is now a king or a dictator, is because if they really believed this, they wouldn't even be talking about Trump. They'd be saying, well, holy crap. Our current president he's brain dead. This is bad news, you guys. He could just start losing it one day and everything. But, you know, they don't actually care about what they don't even really believe this. They don't really believe it. There's no way they really believe it, because if they did, it wouldn't be all about the guy who's not even in office. In fact, it wouldn't even be about Biden, right? It would be about how the country is just over. But somehow it's still about making sure Trump's not in office. Okay, say Trump doesn't win. The next person is still allowed to be a king and a dictator and an emperor like you seem to think he is, right? Sure, whatever,
if
buddy.
Reelected, would implement Project 2025 on day one. He would abolish the Department of Education. He would fire
Based.
50,000 civil servants.
Only 50,000? I'm going... I'd say we get rid of all of them.
And replace them with MAGA loyalists. He would sign a national...
No. We're not replacing them with anybody. Fired and the positions are removed. Abolish the Department of Education, not replace them with somebody else. Just get rid of it, man.
Abortion ban on day one. We cannot allow that to happen.
Oh, man, what a genius. He knows that the Supreme Court just made it so the president can do whatever he wants. He also knows that Donald Trump says he would ban abortion on day one. Even though some of us watched the debate, and he literally said the opposite. But okay.
The loyalists. He would sign a national abortion ban on day one. We cannot allow that to happen. And now that Donald Trump knows he has immunity from the Supreme Court, he can commit any number of criminal and treasonous acts while president. We cannot allow that to happen. We all have to ensure, if you're watching this, if you're still watching this, I need you to promise me that you will do everything in your power to help defeat Donald Trump and ensure...
But see, here's the thing. It doesn't add up. And by the way, every time I freeze frame this guy, it looks worse for him every time. What a goofy looking little man. But yeah, it doesn't add up. If what he's really upset about is now that the president is now a dictator and a king, why does he give a shit about Donald Trump? It should be, what do we do about this, you guys? I mean, Donald Trump, who cares? We got bigger problems. But apparently it's all about that. I guess it's like that other crazy lady said, that Biden he's such a good man, and so he's not gonna Biden is not going to abuse any of his powers, you know? That's what that crazy lady said, right?
The Supreme Court is counting on Joe Biden to continue to be the good man that he is and not use what they have.
Continue to be the good man that he is. Oh, he's great. And actually, it's good for him to have absolute authority and immunity from prosecution because he is such a good man. It's actually beneficial to our democracy that the president can no longer be prosecuted. He can do whatever he wants. He's a king now. It's good when Biden's there because the guy is on the ball. And he's just, I mean, one of the greatest. He's a man to look up to, truly, really and truly. It's amazing. All right, on to the next tomfoolery. But before we do, make sure you like the stream. Check out the merch. The Year 3 glass. And of course, Super Chats will activate the Super Chat jukebox if you just can't take the tomfoolery and you need a break. Or if you just want to support the channel. You know, either way. Off of politics, onto something that I just find personally annoying. Which is why we talk about politics a lot on this channel, is because I find a lot of politics just be personally annoying to me. But this is a non-political thing. And this is everywhere. I mean, not this guy or this video. But this type of thing. You know who is more of a boomer than anybody? It's the Gen X people who think that they're not boomers. Like this guy. Dude, this is just so cringe. And this stuff is all over the internet. I see this kind of stuff all the freaking time. First of all, look at him. Looks like a douche, but here we go. Listen to this.
Oh, they finally pissed off Generation X. Guys, I don't know what the final straw was. I'm not 100% sure what the final straw was, but it's happened. They finally pissed off Generation X, and America should be afraid. You guys really don't understand what you did. Do you understand that they quit doing the draft because of Generation X? You can't tell us what to do. You can't make us do anything. Generation X grew up drinking from rubber hoses, and now we've got little straw filters in our closet where we can drink out of mud puddles and filter the damn water. I mean,
what the hell does that even mean? I mean, the straw part. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? This type of person on the internet. But if there's one thing I've learned from listening to Gen Xers ramble on the internet, is that you are the most pathetic, pushover, panty waist, do-nothing generation ever. Even worse than Gen Z or millennials, because at least Gen Z and millennials don't pretend to be this like macho-y, man, I was drinking out of a rubber hose. Well, it sounds like a euphemism for giving someone oral sex, but regardless. So what? I played outside? What is this crap? Oh, yeah. Oh, you done pissed off Gen X now. Oh, what are you gonna do? But you should be scared. Uh-huh. Did you pee yourself? I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much.
Generation X danced in mosh pits. And we came home from parties with broken noses and orbital sockets, and it was fun. We called it fun. They made it illegal.
They made it illegal. I grew up doing that, and I'm not Generation X. What is this weird genre on the internet? These Gen X people. It's men and women both. I come across these videos somewhat regularly. What is this exactly? Is it somebody who just knows how to use the internet enough to, like, get on it, but doesn't actually really use it? Because does this guy really think that Gen X, we were out moshing and we hurt each other and it was fun? You wouldn't know anything about that. Huh? Dude, this is... I'm convinced with how many of these types of videos I've seen, when people say, someone says, okay, boomer, for, they actually mean Gen X is what they actually mean. This is I walked uphill both ways in the snow to school. You don't know nothing about that. Shut up and enjoy your $150,000 a year office job and tell me more about how you pissed us off. We're gonna change the country, man. No way.
From parties with broken noses and orbital sockets, and it was fun. We called it fun. They made it illegal. The way that we used to party, they made illegal, and y'all went and pissed off Generation X. Hey, good luck, all of you politicians. The boomers have been keeping y'all in power for years and years. You have pissed off Generation X. They're not going to vote for you anymore.
Man, look at the edge on this guy. Look out. Be careful with all that edge. We're not going to vote for you anymore. I told you. What the most pathetic milquetoast panty waist do nothing ever. I can tell you right now, anyone who thinks to themselves, I'm going to set up a camera in my garage and stand in front of my motorcycle and talk about how tough I am, is a loser. 100% is a loser.
Literally gathering supplies and shit. It's all over the internet. I'm getting freaked out. You pissed off Generation X. They can live without internet or power. They don't care. They're not worried if you shut down every satellite. Generation X can read maps. they know how to read books. Yeah, and they're not illiterate. It's crazy. We were the last generation where you actually cared about reading, writing, and arithmetic, and it would blow your mind how many of us have been to prison and or the military. It's crazy that y'all pissed off Gen X. You just had to do it. You just push, and you push, and you push. And now you got Gen X out here talking about, hey, boys, get your shit. Are you serious right now? Oh, this is getting good. I'm getting my popcorn. I can't.
What? Dude, that is tomfoolery. That is just unchecked, unbridled, just pure grade A tomfoolery. Does he really think... Like I said, there's a whole bunch of these videos on YouTube and TikTok. It's almost like a lot of these Gen Xers, they don't know. Like, it's, we used to read books. I mean, what? Okay, so you don't like to play video games or use a tablet to read comics or something. So you must be the tougher. I don't even understand your tablet, boy. And yet, he's the one going, these boomers, man, they don't get it. Classic. Absolutely classic. If you think, if you ever think about making a video where you do something like this, please stop. Don't do it. And yeah, and I love how his whole thing, that now that they've pissed off Gen X, he's like, look out, shit's about to get real. You know what? We ain't gonna vote for you anymore. Oh shit! Stop the presses. What a dolt. Oh, I've definitely had this guy serve me a few beers before at bars over the years. Absolutely. You kids don't know what it's like. We used to have these things called mosh pits at concerts. Oh. Never heard of that. You wouldn't know. People used to go to jail for stuff. Huh? That's never happened to me. I don't get it, man. It's pretty funny. It's kind of like this guy. This guy is the equivalent of the trans activists of this of like the millennials and the Gen Z. He's that for Gen X. Kind of just a brainless automaton that's repeating things that he's heard from people over time. Classic. All right, moving on. I hope I can find all of these because it's genuinely one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Yeah, here we go. The Victoria state government is at it again. I've actually made several videos and talked about things that they've done on live stream several times. So you know that they're just out there killing it every day. The new one is The Unsaid Says a Lot. It's their new campaign. And it's pretty psychotic. Didn't even start it from the beginning, did it? Trans and gender diverse people deserve to feel safe. The Unsaid Says a Lot. This video does say a lot. Middle-aged woman, and then this guy walks on. Look at that look. This is supposed to... This is even supposed to make them look good. And look at that look that he gives there. Damn. I would feel unsafe. Oh. And look, this is all she does to make this man feel unsafe. Wait a minute. I don't want to be trapped in a metal box with this person with nowhere to go and nowhere to escape. And it doesn't even have to be that this person's going to assault you or do some sort of physical damage. They could just try to talk to you at all in any capacity, and I think that's also pretty unbearable. But trans people deserve to feel safe. Middle-aged women be damned. We don't care about them. It's all about the trans. It's good stuff. So we got this absolute unit. It's a massive dude. Trans and gender diverse people deserve to feel safe. But you know who's not safe? All the women that are on this field now. Now that this freaking tank is out there playing with him. Yeah, wow. Genuinely, what goes through the mind of someone who makes something like this? Like when the people who are putting this together, when they're doing this, who's just like, you know what? You know what's really going to get our message across? This will make people feel comfortable. This is what the world needs. Dude, look at this guy. He looks like he plays football. I mean, but you know what? They deserve to feel safe. The women be damned. Let's see what other ones we got. Those are the two that I've already seen. I don't know what else we have. Simplified Chinese. What? Oh. It's in different languages. Wow, they've got it in simplified Chinese, Arabic, Vietnamese, traditional Chinese. Wow. Why would you pick someone who looks like this? I mean, damn. There is just, I refuse to believe. I absolutely refuse to believe that there's people out there who see something like this in real life. See, where's the funniest shot that they had on here? What? I mean, what? Come on. Good Lord. Look at that hair. I mean, damn. It's all a sick joke, you guys. The tomfoolery. Trans and gender diverse people deserve to feel safe. Listen, if I'm just standing there and you're going about your life and you feel unsafe, that's not my problem. That's because you're a jackass, okay? Let's see what this one is. Oh. Oh, those are just clips. There's a whole video. Okay. Here we go. Let's watch it in its full glory. I mean, look at this. It's just absurd. You can't tell me that it doesn't look absurd when a man dresses like this. They just refuse to acknowledge that men and women have different body types. So therefore, wearing the clothes, it just doesn't work. Oh. Three in four trans and gender diverse people have been treated unfairly because of their gender identity. And they love this type of ambiguous stuff. Been treated unfairly. I've got a news flash for the trans and gender diverse peoples out there. 4 out of 4 people have been treated unfairly. Everyone on the face of the planet has been treated unfairly. I mean, but to them, being treated unfairly because of their gender identity is someone just looking at them and raising an eyebrow, and then it's just literal genocide. Look at again, like the first time. Look at the mean mug. I mean, that's just brutal. Look at him. Look at him. Oh God. Like I said, if that was me, I'd be getting the hell off that elevator too. And I'm not even a short, slightly overweight, middle-aged woman. I'd be getting off that elevator. I mean, it gives you the mean mug. Jeez. So what this person says without saying, the unsaid, no way I'm sharing a lift with you. You make me feel uncomfortable. Don't look at me. Bro. Again, this is what I'm saying. They act like this is being treated unfairly. I don't want. This is not something to be upset about if this happens to you. If you're an insane person, sure. I am a rather large man. With my boots on, I'm like 6'2", 6'3". Dreads, tattoos, usually wearing overalls and a trucker hat. Goofy looking guy. You know, some people would say I look cuddly. Some people would say that I absolutely look like a total psychopath. I would not blame anyone, a woman at all, if like I'm on an elevator and then the doors open and I'm the only one on there and it's one woman and she decides not to get on the elevator because I'm the only one on. I would not blame her in the slightest. I wouldn't be going, that's so unfair. I'd be saying, okay, I mean, I wouldn't do anything to you, but I get it. No worry. I mean, you have a split second to make a decision. And if you're a short, middle-aged woman and you just decide in that split second that I don't feel comfortable with this, I'd say, well, I mean, I wouldn't say anything because nothing would be said, but I would understand. I would totally get it. And that's what I'm saying, that this is supposed to make this trans person look good. And look at the mean mug. It's just crazy. Like I said, I would get off this elevator too. Like right here. Look at it. Look at that. Oh, geez. I'd be getting off that elevator too, lady. Don't worry. And I could kick that guy's ass. I'd still be getting off the elevator. Oh, where's the sound? What is going on here? I guess this is supposed to be one of the non-binaries. Right? Surely this is not trying to be a man or a woman. Or is it just a gay dude? It's hard. You can't tell anymore. You can't tell. So with the unsaid, of course the seat is all yours. There's nothing to worry about. You're safe. What? Oh. Oh, it's this one again. Oh, what did it say? I missed it. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'll give you a hand. You'll fit right in. Okay, so let's see. What does the unsaid say? What happened to you? You're not a part of this family anymore. You're ruining this party. And honest to God, I don't even know which part is supposed to be the part that is ruining the party. But just from this, there's any number of things. One, why is this like cheese ball 80s little mustache with kind of a mullet coming back, but only coming back for people who can't pull it off, people who aren't Kurt Russell, like whatever this thing is? Why is that coming back? So, I mean, that's number one, why if you walked up to the family gathering and you were like that, I'd be like, what happened to you? You're not a part of this family anymore. You're ruining this party. So that's one reason why I would say it. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be a gay person or a trans person or a non-binary person or, I don't know, dragonkin or something, but it really is all secondary to how annoying you look. Oh, here's the linebacker again. We're all in this together. We're glad you're on the team. You belong with us. Yeah, we're glad you're on the team because you're going to murder the other team, not us. And I love, again, this is all about trans people deserve to feel safe. And so how do we do that? We put a guy who's built like a tank. It doesn't even matter what sport they're playing. Put a guy who's built like this on the field with actual women. That's how you keep women safe. Well done, Victoria. Is that the last one? The unsaid says a lot, so think about what you're really saying. Authorized by the Victorian government. Victorian government's just been killing it for a while. See, I've made videos about them in the past. They just can't. They don't miss, you know? I wonder how far back I'd have to go to find one of the ones I've made a video about already. Oh, man. Asking about asexuality, empowerment. And who's the person? who's here to explain to us what asexuality is, which there's really no such thing in human beings, but who's here to explain to us how they don't get laid? A really big fat chick with short hair. I am shocked by this development.
I don't think being asexual has changed my life or been particularly life-changing. It's just part of me and who I am. My name is Alex. I am 25. My interests are pretty much anything creative that I can get my hands on. I think.
No way. She's an artist too? I did not see that coming. I wonder if she had some of her work on display at that super monumentous and important Walmart Pride Month line. Remember that ad when they were talking about gay people have magic or whatever? And the trans people talking about no one can do something the way you can do it, which is just garbage. In fact, I would venture to say most people who do most things in the creative field, almost everyone else probably does it better than you. I'm just saying, whatever creative field you're in, whether it's music or painting or I don't know, sculpting, being in the top bracket of any of those things is basically, the odds of that are basically zero. So I'm willing to bet that most of the other people who do that thing are probably better than you. But if you're a person who is not satisfied with just trying to be an artist or just likes doing art, and you have to add on the whole they, them, and asexuality, I guarantee you your art is garbage. Just guarantee it. Yeah, guarantee it's trash.
I think like any ADHD person, I just like grab stuff and I'm like, I'm gonna give this a go.
Oh man, she's got the whole thing. Oh, it just keeps getting better. I could have told you everything about this person before we even started this video. So first of all, they say they're asexual. It's a fat lady with short hair. So, I mean, we saw that coming. Second of all, they, them pronouns. So they think they're not a lady, which of course then means that they think that they're very artistic. So then if you're an overweight woman with short hair who thinks you're non-binary and is an artist, what do you think this art would look like? What out of all the things that could be done? Oh, and the ADHD. She said she has ADHD. But of all these things, what do you think her art would look like? Because it looks exactly like what I would have guessed. It's like the shit generic off-brand of Scott Pilgrim style art. That's what they all do. They all do that. Look at it. Enhance. Zoom in. God, it's just so cringe. Oh. That's exactly what I would have guessed the art looks like. Damn. That is rough.
I do a lot of sewing and crafting and creating, and through that I have made costumes and used them to...
Yo, and she's into cosplay and furry stuff. This is the most unique person I've ever seen. You know, this is the most creative, unique person that I've ever come across. How often do you come across an overweight woman with short hair who says that they're non-binary, likes to draw, has ADHD, and is into furries? How often do you come across that? I mean, that's like the most unique thing ever. This is the most unique human being on the face of the earth.
Do charity events and,
God, we're still only in the intro.
and visit kids in hospital or just at home. Yeah, bring some magic to kids that are struggling. Obviously part of the queer community, just being a queer person, we all tend to gravitate towards one another, whether consciously or not. We all end up just hanging out and going, oh, there is not a straight person here. Whoops. It's not like I ever had to seek anyone out, because we all have had similar experiences in life that kind of lead us to the same places.
I 100% agree with that. But you know what's really annoying is if I bring that up, like I've been doing this whole time, I'm being a jerk and like generalizing and being, I don't know, phobic or something. Stereotype. You're being a misogynist or some kind of ist and a phobe. But they say it. I mean, I will just expand a little bit further and generally say that it usually has to do with abuse, neglect, mixed in with some kind of social contagion factor. That's always what it is. I mean, I don't think that that's ever happened where that wasn't the case. Yeah, super unique. Whoa. Not only does she like to draw, but she makes costumes that are like furries, and she's really into like patches and sewing and just magic. It's magic.
I might make a comment to a friend about being ace, and then they'll be like, oh, same. And then, you get that sick high five moment. It's never been like a conscious choice to need to find ace people to get along with. We just get along. Non-judgmental communities that kind of just make you want to be there.
There's no such thing. No such thing. Write this down in your little queer notebook. There is no such thing as a non-judgmental community. It's not a thing. It's even your community is judgmental. I mean, what you're saying is you have a community that you all agree with. You guys agree with the same thing. That's a community. I'm so sick of always hearing about the acceptance and being non-judgmental, and it's like, oh, go F yourself. Come on. Oh, well, I guess actually she's asexual, so she wouldn't do that, but go do whatever asexual people do to themselves. Oh, crap. I think I just accidentally made a suicide joke, and I did not mean to. That was not... It just worked out that way.
Yeah, I realized when I was about 16, and I went through the pipeline of thinking, am I bisexual because I like everyone? And then realizing that I'm in fact asexual because I like everyone, which is to say, not really at all. Went through a little bit of a crisis, but in like a...
Let's listen to that one more time. Let's listen to this one more time. Did you hear this?
Through the pipeline of thinking, am I bisexual because I like everyone? And then realizing that I'm in fact asexual because I like everyone, which is to say, not really at all. Went through a
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just one more time. Just one more time. One more time.
Through the pipeline of thinking, am I bisexual because I like everyone? And then realizing that I'm in fact asexual because I like everyone, which is to say, not really at all. Went through a little...
It's like she's trying to do the whole if everyone's special, nobody is line of logic, which is actually a real, like that's an actual like reasoned thing to say. This is a totally nonsensical. I mean, it's perfect for her. It's exactly what I would expect her to say. But how does that make any sense at all? So she went from thinking maybe she's bisexual because she likes everybody, but she realizes that liking everybody is actually to say that you don't like everybody, so it's asexual. It sounds like she's trying to do one of those if everyone's special, no one is, but it just doesn't work. Or is she trying to make a joke and she's just really bad at delivering jokes where she's saying she likes everybody the same, which is to say not at all. Like, you know, she's trying to say that actually she doesn't like anybody, so but the line just doesn't work because she didn't deliver it correctly. You can be the judge. I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of tomfoolery going on.
A little bit of a crisis, but in like a, hang on, actually need to think about this kind of way. And settled on the term and felt like, yeah, it was like the right one for me. So it's been like 10 years now and I'm pretty happy with it. The A to be added to the Victorian acronym is, I think, pretty amazing. It's been part of like the unspoken acronym for, I feel like, forever.
These people, it's like they exist to just irritate the hell out of me. You can't have an unspoken letter of an acronym. An acronym is an acronym. It's letters that mean words. If it's to say it's unspoken, then it's not in the acronym. These people are just nails on a chalkboard. These people can't be real. I feel like most of these people, when they're at home by themselves, know that this is all a bunch of BS. But that's what they get off on. That's what they like. And obviously, I'm just, playing semantics here with the, an unspoken acronym. Man, I obviously understand what she means. It's stupid. But it also just drives me insane that they say things that are totally illogical to try to say something that could be said logically. It's nails on a chalkboard. You don't have unspoken letters of an acronym. I mean, unless it's the word the, it's that those are the only you have the, of course, but the unspoken. It's been an unspoken letter. So is she saying that for years she was whenever someone would say it or she would say it, the LGBTQ, and she would just think to herself, hey. This is the gayest thing I've ever seen, and she claims to not even be gay.
But I feel like also everyone thinks it means allies. So I think it's really important to acknowledge that it's asexual. Because, yeah, I think it is a part of the community that is kind of overlooked sometimes and kind of forgotten about. It would be...
Everybody thinks that. Everybody in this alphabet soup community thinks that they're the overlooked ones. They're the minority amongst the minority. So you got the oppressed group. They're the uber oppressed group. I feel like I'm watching freaking Rudolph. And what the hell is his name? I forgot his name. Not Rudolph, obviously. When he says, even among misfits, we're misfits. Where's the clip? Gotta play the clip now. Is it Cornelius? Is that his name? Oh, come on. Surely it's out there somewhere. I just want the clip. Come on, where is it? Find the whole song. The whole movie, for that matter. No one's uploaded just the clip, huh? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I feel bad for you. Yukon Cornelius. Why did it take me so long? When I had the Cornelius, but I couldn't remember the first part of it. Yukon Cornelius and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, even among misfits were misfits. Okay, that was a tangent that I didn't need to go on, but it was driving me crazy. So, even among misfits were misfits.
It's really important to acknowledge that it's asexual because, yeah, I think it is a part of the community that is kind of overlooked sometimes and kind of forgotten about. It would
Even among misfits were misfits.
be just really nice and special to see it acknowledged and remembered that we exist. Piece of advice for people trying to find their sexual identity or any identity, I think, is that you don't have to settle in one. People change, things change, beliefs, experiences, everything changes. You don't have to pick one label when you're a teenager.
Yeah, look, she's not settling on one thing. Look at all the things that she is. LGBTQIA, likes furries, is an artist, has short hair, is obese. No one's ever had all of those things together at the same time. You could be more than one thing, Super unique.
And stick with it for the rest of your life. You don't have to pick a label at all. A person's identity as who they are as a person shouldn't be tied to the people they are or aren't attracted to, much like any other sexuality.
You're so close to having a normal thought. Someone needs to, what is this lady's name again? Alex, I want to clip this part of you talking and send it to you.
Identity as who they are as a person shouldn't be tied to the people they are or aren't attracted to.
One more time, Alex. One more time.
You're a teenager and stick with it for the rest of your life.
Not that part.
You don't have to pick a label at all. A person's
this part.
Identity as who they are as a person shouldn't be tied to the people they are or aren't attracted to.
Now that is a novel idea. This is groundbreaking stuff and a hell of a thing to say when you're on a video being done by the Victorian government about asexuality. And being happy that the A has been finally added to the alphabet in... This must be old, man. No, not as old as I would have hoped, I guess. I was going to go look for more from the Victorian government, but there's a related video here from 2 years ago that says signs you might be asexual. Guys, I might need to find out if I'm asexual. Because as Alex said, I've just never sat down. I have to do is sit down and really think about it. Which is also just so many of the alphabet people say this stuff, and it's like, well, actually, no, that's not. No, you don't sit down and think about, well, am I a man or a woman? Or do I have no sexual attraction? Am I bonkers? What do you think? Should we continue to watch the Victorian government videos, or should we see what the signs are that you might be, they say, ace? I don't know why they call it ace. That irritates me. But asexual. I guess being irritated by the word ace is probably one of the signs that you're not that. Maybe. All right, guys, make sure you've liked the stream if you're having a good Tomfoolery Tuesday. Check out the Year 3 mug. Link in the description. Super chats. Activate the super chat jukebox and give us a break from the Tomfoolery. Here, I'm going to scroll through. If there's something that jumps out at me for the Victorian government, we'll do that. But otherwise, we'll see We'll find out. Signs you might be asexual. This has 16.2 thousand subscribers. It ain't right. It ain't right. Holy crap. Wait, so... Oh, we gotta finish the series. Shit. I didn't realize that this was a series asking about asexuality. There's 3 other videos for this. This is what their government is spending money on. And apparently their acronym is different than ours. It's LGBTIQA+. We have LGBTQIA+. It's just, different translations, It's well, crap. We got a whole series. Coping with natural disaster. Victoria's vision of for gender equality. I'm sure that's good. What if... Dude, this is hilarious. I wasn't looking at the view counts on this. This is a government-funded thing, and they just talk about gay people a lot. They also do some other things, but no one cares about that, I guess. But no one even cares about the gay people either. But this is a government-funded program, a government channel. First of all, it has less subscribers than I do. And that's hilarious. 836 they're not even monetized. But look at this. Look at this. What is the LGBTIQ plus task force? This video. 76 views. Amazing. 76 views, 85 views, 166 views, 171 views, 82 views, 27 views. Then an 11-month-old video, 27 views. Why are they spending money on this? God, it just keeps going. 27 views, 117 views, 299 views, 37 views, 240. This is like my channel before I just gave up posting videos since YouTube doesn't allow notifications to go out for them. Dude, that's hilarious. You gotta love it, man. Let's see what all this money's going towards.
It's a significant day for the Victorian government. It is announcing the gender equality strategy, and in that strategy is an acknowledgement that to achieve gender equality in Victoria, we need a broad and holistic approach to our policies, to our actions.
It's a moment of...
How come the gender equality, and they want gender equality, how come the panel suspiciously lacks one of the many genders that exist? We're moving forward with gender equality. Anyway, here's a panel of all women.
We need a broad and holistic approach to our policies, to our actions.
It's a moment of putting into theory a lot of the talk around gender equity and gender equality in different ways. So it's exciting to see a government walk its talk.
I don't think that's what she meant to say.
Gender equality in different ways. So it's exciting to see a government walk its talk.
It's
not that part.
Putting into theory a lot of...
Yeah. What? She doesn't even want to see anything done. She just wants the theories to be discussed.
It's a moment of putting into theory a lot of the talk around gender equality.
This is a big moment. We're removing the talk about gender equality into the theory phase. So we're still not doing anything and we don't know what we want to do, but we're moving from the talk phase to the theory phase. And this is huge. This is groundbreaking information.
It's guided by a vision of a Victoria that is free from gender norms, free from the gender-based constraints that limit women and girls, that limit men and boys.
A policy like this that makes space for diverse experiences of all women.
You know, we hear this kind of crap all the time, and they just move on like this is just something that we all like. We know what she's talking about when she says we want our society to break free of gender, you know, and it's like, we do? What do you? First of all, what is the damage that's being done, and what is and what is going to improve? 'Cause I'm pretty sure that everything's just fine.
Women and understands they all have a different journey, different obstacles, and different requirements is very progressive.
It's really heartening as a researcher in this space to see that the government, in its design of gender equality policies, is looking towards best practice research. And
Dude, these people, man. Let me put the subtitles on for this. Really read this. This is not a sentence. Sentences communicate ideas and information. Let me read this. Tell me what this means. And whenever you actually talk to somebody who speaks like this, they then go, well, what it means is, and then they just say a bunch of other nonsensical things. But in the words themselves, what is this? Okay, so she says, it's really heartening as a researcher in this space to see that the government, in its design of gender equality, and gender equality policies is looking towards best practice, research, and evidence. And it's listening to lived experience. And it's bringing that wisdom and that knowledge into a set of actions. That's not a sentence. I don't know what that is, but it's not a sentence. That is just... I mean, honest to God, what on earth does that mean? And like I said, if you were to ask them, they would then follow it up with some other thing that's equally as nonsensical. But I mean, literally, the words and the way they were put together. What is that trying to communicate? What in the English language did I just read? I mean, this is... One more time. I know you love it. It's... Just one more time. I'm going to put on the funny music. I feel like that'll add to it. It's really heartening as a researcher in this space to see the government and its design of gender equality policies is looking towards best practice, research, and evidence, and it's listening to lived experience, and it's bringing that wisdom and that knowledge into a set of actions. That's a Mad Lib. I mean, that communicates no information at all. That tells you nothing. That actually says less than nothing. It's like the inverse of... It's actually taking knowledge out of my brain and putting it out into the ether away from me, and I'll never get it back. This is the opposite of a thought. It is the removal of the thoughts of the listener. And they can never get it back. We are all now dumber because I've read that twice. And we heard her say it once. So that's 3 times. And every time you hear somebody talk like this, you lose 1 IQ point for every sentence. Just be aware. That's what this does. If anything, it's like some sort of strange interdimensional being that sustains itself off of people's brain power. And how it does it is it says totally nonsensical things. And as you think through what it just said, it absorbs your brain. It's like Star Trek or that thing from Futurama. The actor with the brown paper bag who like absorbed people's adoration. Like, that's pretty much what it is. Except that instead of absorbing praise, it's absorbing just your general brain waves. That's brutal. All right, I was going to move over to this signs you might be asexual video, but now I don't want to. I feel bad because it just looks like a group of teenagers sitting in front of a camera. They all have acne. I will show mercy. They're just poor delusional children. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of these videos on YouTube. How have I never gone down the ace rabbit hole on YouTube? Okay, this is a grown man who looks kind of ridiculous, so we can make fun of this guy. In case you're wondering, this man is asexual.
I get a lot. How do I know I'm asexual? Well, for me, that happened when I received the welcome letter from the Office from Asexual Affairs. Dear Mr. Nicholas, we are delighted to inform you you are asexual.
Good God, I can't understand a word you're saying, brother. You need better audio engineering. I honestly have no idea. And look, he's making a funny.
Congratulations. I'm kidding. There was no letter. There is no Office of Asexual Affairs, but man, oh man, wouldn't it be great if there were? Oh.
Who the hell? Holy shit. Dave, consider me the 223rd person to dislike this video.
God, like, it would just be so much easier. It would save so much time, and there would be so much less pressure and anxiety. So how do you know you're asexual?
What the hell?
Let's go to Ace Camp.
Let's go to what? What was it? What, huh?
Let's go to Ace Camp.
Ace, I would say, I think he was going to say Ace Camp. Man, the editing on this is rough.
Okay, let's get a handle on the situation. Why is it so hard for a lot of ace folks to figure out they're asexual? Part of it is representation. When you look out at the world, films, books, television...
Wait a minute. They think representation is important too? Who would have thought that representation would be this important for so many different things? You know, if you were going to tell me he was going to make like 3 points about asexuality, I never would have guessed that representation would have been one of those points, because you just sure, other people talk, but you think this would be the one, you know, where they don't talk about representation. I honestly don't feel very represented by this entire video, which is kind of
music,
upsetting.
Theater, all kinds of media. You really don't see a lot of ace people represented. There aren't a lot of ace lives, ace relationships. Now, you see a lot of everything else. You see straight lives, more than anybody needs. You see a growing number of gay lives and trans lives represented, and there's even some bisexual representation out there. But ace representation? Crickets. And this is a big problem.
Well, Dave, you're not going to get your representation from me. That's as much as I can handle of Ace Dave. Dude, what is wrong with these people? That's largely a rhetorical question. Just FYI. And really, the big thing that I'm wondering is when are these people gonna finally piss off Generation X? That's when you know it's over, brother.
They finally pissed off Generation X.
Yep. That's that's when the shit's really gonna hit the fan. Those damn aces think they're top of the pyramid. Well, they just pissed off Generation X. We drank out of rubber hoses, and we went to mosh pits. Bet you don't know about either of those things. You damn ace sexual. Or whatever. Moving on. It's quite enough of that. I haven't watched this yet, and I feel like I'm going to really regret watching it. And if you've already seen it, I'm going to apologize for playing it because I assume it's that bad. This looks like something from Comedy Central that involves Kamala Harris.
You know. So what's on your mind? Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing? Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they not like us. They not. There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote. Yep. The freedom to love who you love. The freedom to be safe from gun violence.
It's only 50 seconds long, and holy crap. We only got a few seconds left.
The freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do. The real...
Man, dude. Does this work, by the way, on black people? Or do black people watch this and just go, yeah, she's one of us out in these streets? Dude, that was brutal. So this is what our government's paying for. The Victoria government is making those gay videos. We're getting whatever this is. I mean, our government also makes gay videos, of course, but that is something else. All right, I think that might be it for this Tomfoolery Tuesday. But I was busy, had a late start, so I didn't, I actually didn't pull anything up beforehand. Let's see. There's the gay police car, but we don't need more gay cop cars. We've seen those videos before. Feminists being... Oh, I can't play that video. They've got their boobs out. What is it with French feminists and taking their boobs out? I don't know. For some reason, it's what they do. And normally you would think that would garner them support, but it really does not. Oh, this was pretty funny. After the debate, Team Nikki Haley, the Nikki Haley HQ, tweeted this out, which I thought was just... fantastic. Because I had thankfully forgotten all about Nikki Haley, who, man, one of the worst human beings on the face of the planet. I had no idea. Well, I'd heard her name before, But then when she went on the campaign trail, damn. I mean, what an evil, just horrible woman. But she tweeted this after the debate. Miss me yet? Now, if her campaign had like done phenomenally and she was generally liked, I could understand why you would do this. Like you would tweet something like this, just like a tongue in cheek. But here's the problem. She was almost universally hated by everybody. This is like Hillary Clinton tweeting something like that out, which I'm sure she's done before, but Hillary Clinton is also like universally hated. I mean, of course, she's got some Democrat sycophants, but even most Democrats don't like Hillary Clinton. We got Nikki Haley, who is the Republican Hillary Clinton. Miss me yet? And guess what? If you go through the comments, I totally forgot you existed. Oh, F off. Heck no. Next rocket you sign, tie yourself to it. F no. If people were, nuh-uh, F off. So, people generally, no. People were not, people don't miss Nikki Haley. In case you were wondering, and you, like, hey, I wonder what Nikki Haley is doing, then now you know. Or you're probably like me, and like I said, you forgot she even existed. Man, I didn't even pull up a palate cleanser to end it with. We're just freewheeling. This is kind of a palate cleanser because it's so damn funny. We'll end with this. You remember the Harry Sisson guy that I make fun of all the time and everybody makes fun of? His counterpart, his friend, I don't remember his name. This little guy, looks similar to him. This is pretty hilarious. I mean, what is going on? This is his post-debate analysis. Somebody from the Daily Wire was there. Or I guess in the next room over, since no one was allowed to be in the room where the debate was, but he's somehow still telling himself that this went well. This is pretty damn funny. Here, let's full screen it, and I'll let the whole thing play, and you can just let it wash over you because it's funny and sad, which is really my bread and butter for Tomfoolery Tuesday. But here we go. Gen Z pro-Biden TikToker.
You didn't? I think maybe the format could change a little bit for the next one.
What do you think could change about
I think that the hosts, and I know this is a hard line to draw, but I think that the hosts, it felt more like a circle of people talking as opposed to a debate. And I think that there was a lot of times specifically where Trump was able to say things that were just factually untrue and nobody really pressed him. And then we just move in a circle. And so I think that there needs to be a better format to press Trump harder on some of those issues.
Do you think Biden came off healthy and well, or he said he had a cold?
Yeah, well, I actually haven't. Did he say he had a cold?
His campaign, apparently, it's reported that he has a cold and he is taking COVID tests.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was great. I thought he was informative. I thought he was the one who actually stayed on topic as opposed to Trump, who just kind of kept rambling on and on and on. And I really lacked to hear substance from Trump. Whereas when I'm listening to issues and I'm hearing Biden talk very specifically about issues, quotes, policies, and how they help, then oftentimes I just kept hearing from Trump a ramble of, I'm the best, he's the worst, I'm the best, he's the worst. That's kind of my opinion.
Okay. And you're with the campaign, or?
No, I'm just on TikTok.
What's your name?
Chris.
Chris.
Mallory.
Nice to meet you.
The mental gymnastics you need to have that be your take. That was right after the debate. He's literally at the debate and just watched it. His takeaway was that Trump just wouldn't stay on topic, and Biden was really the only one who had awesome things to say and knew he was talking about policy and like, yeah. It's really remarkable that somebody this age could be this snowed by that. I mean, usually it's the young people, right? It's the youngsters who are the rebellious ones, and there's a lot of people his age that are just total government sycophants that just... It's a sign of the times, man. But don't worry, you guys. Don't worry. They finally pissed off Generation X. And this time, they're not voting for the boomers. All right, everybody. I hope you had a good time. Had a good Tomfoolery Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out. Check out the merch link in the description for the Year 3 glass if you have not gotten one already. And if you're not on the Discord, link also in the description to join the Discord. Should still be working since it seems like I always have problems with that because I'm not very smart. But I think it should work. Looks like it's still working. All right, make sure you like the stream. My name is Swamp. Stay wicked, my friends. And I will see you next time. Hey, that's not the right splash. What is this? Still there from the debate. There we go. There it is. Crisis averted.